Oh, bother.
Hello my friends and welcome back to the channel. I hope that this video finds you all well. We're coming back the day after Thanksgiving here in the US and I'm thankful for Total War, I guess. I'm thankful for more videos. That being said, guys, I hope that this time my voice is not overpowered by YouTube. Coming back from my hiatus, I've been a little bit rusty. So, that being said, today we're going to be checking out Skulltaker gameplay showcase, and I'm excited for this. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
Hunter, deliberate, relentless.
The eyes of Khorne blaze down upon us.
Absolutely proficient in killing. Seek out your prey, bring it down, bask in the favor of Khorne.
So let's get reaping those skulls, humiliating those lords, and showing off that fancy cloak.
Very exciting. And guys, if you want to see the original video, I'll of course have it posted down in the the description down below. But if you want to subscribe, please do so. Is this Albrecht? No, it's not Albrecht. It's someone in his faction though.
Izu the Skulltaker. The Cranium Collector himself and champion of Khorne.
I hope
His
that
presence
animation
in the
happens
world
in the
will
game all
chill
the time.
the chainmail of any champion, as he seeks out worthy champions to display their skulls on his trophy case of a cloak. Those unlucky enough to start their journey in Lustria will come face to face with him. Before we begin, if you're seeking a full list of updates coming with Omens of Destruction, check out our blog through the links below. We began our campaign at Hualotl in the Guanji Valley, a beautiful sunny climate for slaughter. Skulltaker is first and foremost a fighter, with strong melee attack and the Blooded Wanderer trait, increasing his campaign movement range and line of sight, allowing him to focus his efforts on his target.
Execution!
Basically, don't get in his way. Surrounded by disciples of Tzeentch, we quickly moved over to Quetax for the first step of our Skull Harvest.
I feel like I need to do some kind of test with him to see where he stacks on the duelist on the duelist pyramid, because there's already some really good duelists in this game, and if he can't beat them all, I'm going to be disappointed.
It was a modest result, which we raised for an additional Bloodhost army, expending our skulls in return for more momentum on the map. Our second attack was on Chakwe, and by this point, the lands had begun to bleed through with our corruption. The distant roars of the lizardmen just north of us have quelled, the result of Bretonnian maniacs crusading through the jungles. But they've stepped too far into these lands, and they don't know what awaits them. And so, turn 8. We've made our first attack on Albrecht's faction, raising Zahatek and spawning yet another Bloodhost army.
Okay, so they said that they, in the blog post, that they kind of want to get away from, you know, spawning skull hosts, like an army of skull hosts all the time. It seems like that's what they're doing anyway. just in their own gameplay. Maybe that's not how it's going to be. They did talk a little bit about skull hosts, and maybe they're going to say that here. But skull hosts no longer cost upkeep. They only cost skulls up front, which is really cool, I think.
Skulltaker is a Khorne faction, so he abides by similar rules. You will be expanding towards your enemies, you will take over their settlements, you will sacrifice and raise them in the name of Khorne. However, we've introduced an interesting twist on this premise related to Skulltaker's Cloak of Skulls.
More on that in just a moment. We're playing a bit of a balancing game with our resources. Skulls provide us with Bloodhost armies, but we've got other uses for skulls now. Let's send one of our followers up to the settlement of Bragon to recover our lost skulls. It'll also provide a nice blow to Albrecht, as raising a settlement now leaves it uninhabitable for other factions for a few turns.
So, not dunking on CA right now, but just thinking about all the changes that are coming to Khorne and all the ones that came to Nurgle. Poor Tzeentch. Shadows have changed, man. I know it's in the past, and I was not mad about it like many people were. But come on, guys, Shadows have changed. Tzeentch just got like none of his stuff really got a cool overhaul. There was some touch-ups, but there was no cool overhaul, and I hope they come back to him.
Be gone, Bragon. That was terrible, sorry.
This man auto-resolves way too much.
Oh, hello. It's fine, I need the skulls. Outbreak is our first encounter with a legendary lord. His reputation on the field means he is worth more to us than a generic lord. Defeating him will earn Skulltaker 60 points of champion essence, which we can spend on buffs through our Cloak of Skulls mechanic.
Okay, here we go.
His army is big though, so for now we'll leave him to his ruins and target Laxland.
I guess we're not going.
There is another tasty Bretonnian skull there I can harvest, worth 16 champion essence. Bit of an easier target for us at this stage of our campaign.
According to lore, the Skulltaker is a duelist. What he usually does is when, for example, Khorne forces are besieging a fortress, he stands before the gates of the fortress on his own and he issues a challenge. Sooner or later, someone marches out to face him and they lose.
The Bretonnian forces sent out a prophetess to get to face. This isn't a sexist thing. I promise it's not a sexist thing. It's a prophetess thing. There are so many better options than a prophetess. You could have sent out you could have sent out any one of the knights who literally occupy this settlement, because you know they do. They're in the garrison. Come on, man. Come on. I know they had to do it for showcase purposes, but come on. Not a prophetess.
Always, invariably. You will see that each of them carries a different amount of champion essence, which depends on their level of experience and on the victories that they fought. This is a resource that you will gain once you face them in battle and you defeat them. And you will use this champion essence to enhance the skulls.
Okay, let's take a look at that. So, Kalek, the greatest tomb warrior. Okay, so this is what I was thinking when I looked at the blog post yesterday. It looks like you already have the skulls and you are empowering those with the essence, which is basically what they were just saying. Which is kind of a shame. I was hoping you'd be able to collect specific skulls, like they would have made a skull for every legendary lord, and you could put them on your cloak. I just thought that would have been a really cool, what's the word? A really cool UI feature, right? That you could look at and you could say, "Oh man, I remember fighting Sigvald the Magnificent," or "I remember taking down Grimgor," or that wouldn't be Grimgor's skull, that would be Grimgor's skull. But regardless, I think it would be really cool if they would have done that, but they've gone with this system. And on the other end, it's honestly fine because you're already getting those legendary lord defeated traits. But regardless, I think it would be cool to be able to like swap out which skulls are important on here, just as a UI feature, just me.
The cloak. Each of the skulls is giving you different bonuses. You can unlock bonuses.
Oh, okay. Can we come back just a little bit?
Each of the skulls is giving you different bonuses. You can.
Okay, Skulltaker gains plus 25% experience for the defeated Lord. Wow. Holy cow. If that means what I think it means, that's intense. So say that you have like a level 10 experience Lord, right, that you're going up against. Are you telling me that he is going to get 25%, like 2.5 levels worth of experience of that defeated Lord? Because that's intense. Replenishes 10% campaign movement range after defeating a Lord, faction leader's army. That's okay. I believe that they stack up too. Mir the Indomitable enables the ability to travel to enemy lords. I know that's what I'm going to be going for first. I know that's what everybody's going to be going for first because that is super loreful. Skulltaker really just does show up places where there's battles happening, or sometimes where there's no battle happening. He just shows up. He's like, "Hey, I heard you were talking shit," and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna duke it out real quick. Really odd that he never ended up fighting with Wulfric the Wanderer, because Wulfric is the biggest shit talker and he thinks that nobody can beat him. And so far he's right. Enables the ability to okay, I already read that one. Bonus versus infantry +9. That's really good. Just for the faction leader though. Drognash the Ill-Fated, +9 armor, +9 melee defense, and +9% physical resistance. Again, I believe that those are going to stack.
Unlock bonuses, you can further upgrade them. So this is actually
Ooh,
a chief
Ekaphet.
part.
No, come back. Here we go.
Different bonuses. You can unlock bonuses, you can further upgrade them.
Corn corruption +25 after
So this
deleting,
is actually
defeating a
chief part
lord.
of
Yeah, you're deleting.
your gameplay loop. Be on the lookout for meaty enemy lords with a lot of champion essence. Attack them, gain their champion essence, become stronger, and seek other prey for you to hunt down.
Our Cloak of Skulls holds many abilities in its noggins. For example, the Cloak of Skulls ability increases our armor and missile resistance, as well as making us immune to flanking. My
Immune to
original
flanking
Bloodhost
is
armies
sick.
are clinging on by their claws, but they make up for the lack of recruitment.
Is that immune to flanking
It
just for
increases
him?
our armor and missile resistance, as well as making us immune to
Okay, yeah.
flanking. My original Bloodhost armies are clinging on by their claws, but they make up for the lack of recruitment I've made. Let's burn them up in one final battle and replace them as we move up north. Oh, hello Empire.
And it looks like they have Uzkul on a war shrine. I believe that's a war shrine. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I believe that's a war shrine. Pretty cool.
What's this? Another tasty skull worth 16 essence points. Well, that'll take us past our threshold for the next skull on the cloak. I don't think I can turn that down. Let's give chase.
My favorite unit of the Skulltaker is the Blood Beasts of Khorne. Huge, brutish, ape-like monsters.
God, it's gorgeous.
Exceptionally good on the charge. They've got armor-piercing damage. They induce fear in there.
Okay, so whoever made the tongue animation, they're like really into this tongue animation because they've got it on several characters or on several units in this.
Enemies, and they have a particularly
How many
induce
are in
fear
a unit? 16.
Their
Okay.
enemies, and they have a particularly cool animation. They're particularly fun to use against goblins.
Goblins, you say? I hear rumors of goblin armies up in the old world. Perhaps a good spot for some champion hunting. Perhaps even a Carl-Thartic trip. I'm sure he'd like to meet the official 100th legendary lord. That is decided, right? Skulltaker? 100th? No one's going to question me. Oh, Marcus is making his way downtown. Let's move out the way and get some recruitment going for a welcome party.
The Khorne Gors, in
I see Marcus is still dominating the Southlands.
comparison to the Pestigors and Zangors, bring forward a
I'm sorry, Lustria, not Southlands.
more aggressive, hard-hitting role. They feature all the best benefits and qualities
Okay, so 120 units. Let's see. That's a pretty good stat line. It's not great. It's pretty good though.
of the Mark of Khorne, and when they've taken enough damage, their ability will trigger, which will further enhance their melee prowess.
Now, guys, let me tell you something real quick. These are gorgeous, and I do really like them. That being said, the models from the I'm trying to think of the actual name of it, but the Beastmen, the marked Beastmen mod, and I'll put it down in the description below. But the units from that mod make these look like garbage, and I think that these are really good looking. I just think the other ones are better looking. So if you want to check those out, I will again put that down in the description below. But like these guys in that mod, they're a lot more red for one thing, and for two, they have way cooler features. Like some of them have the face of more like a hound face because they're worshippers of Khorne, who is the hound, right?
Alberic's forces are skulking around our lands. He'll likely regrow in strength, but with a higher population of skulls north of us, I think we'll head in that direction. I have something in mind for when Alberic is worthy of my attention, but let's also arrange some backup.
The Bloodspeaker is a new lord that plays a supportive role for Khorne. He specialises in buffing units around him, and when mounted, he adds that mobility.
In order to boost our numbers further, we're going to utilise the Skull Throne, a new mechanic for Khorne that lets us spend our Harvested Skulls on more campaign buffs. Tiers unlock with the more...
Okay, so let's take a look at this. Endless Fuel. That's going to be our second one. They passed over the other one too fast. So, you know, would we have the game? We'll take a look at that. But the Endless Fuel. So that's going to give you plus 15 growth, plus 5 control for 5 turns, which is very good.
more skulls you spend, so once Marcus is defeated, our
Oh, I don't know how to let that get past me. Let's try that again.
unlock with the more skulls you spend, so...
Okay, so the Wordless Edict. That is going to instantly replenish your faction leader's army. That's really cool.
Once Marcus is defeated, I'll probably reduce my spend on...
And Destruction's Diktat. That is going to give us a Blood Host? I mean, okay. For 8,000 skulls, it better be a hell of a Blood Host. That's how I see it. Not sure that by the call of the champions, the Blood Host surges forth. Like I said, it better be a hell of a Blood Host for 8,000 skulls, because you can get a Blood Host for, like, knocking down a settlement, so...
Blood Hosts and begin building my way up the throne. For now, I'll select Blood Ex Nihilo, which spawns us 2 extra units for our new Blood Hosts. Blood may be for the Blood God, but today, the skulls are for our cloak.
Gorgeous. Oh. I want to see Skulltaker versus the Jade Dragon. I really do.
It's turn 57, and we're deep in the jungles of Powalaxa. Lizardmen skulls are nice and all, but they look a bit out of place on my cloak. Regardless, the champion essence I've extracted along their Sutta-like roads has fully unlocked my target tier, giving us the ability to teleport Skulltaker to lords he deems worthy to fight.
Yeah, see, that's the one.
Alberic, who in my absence has been raiding my settlements and attempting to recover his dignity. He's doing fairly well. Oh, he's taking back Laxland. And yep, he's taking out Itza.
Shameful. Shameful. I want to see Skulltaker versus Gorok.
96 points of essence. I think it's time. Before our attack, we'll utilize the Skull Throne one more time. We've amassed a hefty pile of skulls and can replenish our army to its full health.
So he has reinforcements, but where? Where did they come from? I didn't see them on the map. Still, though, it's looking like a valiant defeat. Goodness.
My favourite unit is definitely got to be the Slaughter Brute. It's this large hulking creature that has very little that can stop it in combat. Very proficient in taking down its enemies.
Alright, pretty good health, really good armor. Leadership, I would think it would be higher. I'm just going to be honest. Speed is good. Melee attack is strong. Melee defense is strong, of course, and weapon strength 500. Okay, so it's a really, I mean, it's a solid beastie. I'm not sure if it's going to go up against some of the other big beasts, but still really cool.
Skylar Anthengrim can be summarized as kill for Khorne. It's all we can say. It's going to be the last thing you hear, and he's very good at it.
All right, so Skyla is nothing to sneeze at himself. First off, he's gorgeous. And then second, 100 leadership, that's what I expect. 50 armor, okay, that's pretty good. Speed, 65. He is really, I mean, you're not getting away from him unless you're on a horse. Melee attack, 52. Melee defense, 30. So, I mean, he's good at attacking, not so great at defense. But that's kind of what you expect from the literal Blood Beast. All right, here's Scar Bloodwrath. He's so cool looking. But he's got 80 armor, which is great. 80 leadership, which is still really good. I would think that he just wouldn't run because he knows he's going to be resurrected. 46 speed, so he's going to be outrunning pretty much all infantry, but not keeping up with any kind of cavalry by any means. 60 melee attack, which is good. 45 melee defense. He's a lot more well-rounded than Skyla is. And then 460 weapon strength. That's really good. I like that.
Scar Bloodwrath is our
And I'm sure those all go up. I imagine that's like level 1.
frontline hero who's themed around both self-revival and healing. He's going to be very difficult to take down.
And they're not saying it here, but he has like the Phoenix ability where he'll go down and come back up in the same battle. So that's rough. That is rough to deal with.
The Wrathmongers is a unit that I feel the players will get behind, and that's primarily because of their weapons, the Wrath Flails. That enables them to deal devastating splash attacks and in general just hard armor-piercing attacks. The Skull Reapers are similar to the Chaos Warriors of Khorne. While they have less armor, they are in no way less effective in combat. They are absolutely devastating against infantry whilst being cost effective.
I almost went right past these guys. Did I go past the other ones? I hope not. Okay, cool. So again, they're really showing this guy's face off. He is sick looking, and I love it. 60 armor, 80 leadership, 35 speed. So they're not they're average speed, if not a little bit slow. I want to say. I'll have to take a look at that. Melee attack plus 50. Melee defense 42, and then weapon strength 64. So I mean, these guys are tough. I'll have to look at their stats versus a warrior of Khorne with dual weapons, but regardless, they look really great, and I can't wait to have some fun with these guys.
I've been trying to get Outbreak all battle, but he keeps flying around. This should trap him in position for us.
Oh, that's great.
Alberic may have recovered from our initial meeting.
Okay, so I do need to go back a little bit. We'll come back to that in a second.
The Skull Reapers are similar to the Chaos Warriors of Khorne. While they have less armor, they are in no way less effective in combat because of their weapons, the Wrath Flails.
Okay, I just let the Wrathmongers play right past me. Okay, so 80 armor, 90 leadership, holy cow, 35 speed, melee attack 60, melee defense 48, and weapon strength 64. So they're no joke. They're no joke. I imagine they're the and they only have 32 units or models per unit. So I imagine that they're going to be the Chosen equivalent, if not higher than the Chosen. I'll have to take a look at their stats stacked next to each other.
Them to deal devastating splash attacks and
all right, back to where we were. Sick.
Alberic may have recovered from our initial meeting, but upon his triumphant return, he has only proved himself a more worthy opponent to the Skulltaker. With his glory finally in view, the Cloak of Skulls, will Skulltaker live up to his name?
And I think we know the answer
Let
to
us
that.
know in the comments below, or follow our links to wishlist now.
All right. So with that and that that beautiful screen right there, that beautiful artwork, that is going to be it for us today, guys. Let me know how you're feeling about this faction in particular. I am really excited. Probably not my most exciting character that I was looking at from the onset, because I was like, oh, Skulltaker. He's kind of like Epidemius. He's going to be the free LC. No, he is the focus. So I was surprised by that, but pleasantly surprised. That being said, I'm really looking forward to Gorbad, and they always like to save the one I'm looking forward to for last, I guess. But I'm looking forward to seeing what he brings. I'm looking forward to seeing the Ogre Hall. If it's as much as Khorne, great. If it's more, even better, because the ogres are horrible to play right now. I'm just going to be honest. I won't even play them anymore. I think I played like 10, 20 turns of a campaign. I said, okay, I hate this. So I'm hoping that the ogres get a true Ogre Hall, and I'm looking forward to seeing that next week. That being said, guys, that's going to be it for me today. If you like this kind of content, I'm going to try to get back over to more of the Let's Play stuff. We're going to do shorter, more compact Let's Plays for the most part, but if you want to get back to the Let's Play stuff, let me know down in the comment section below. I've got some plans in the works. I've got some other games I've been wanting to showcase on the channel as well. I know this is more or less a Total War channel, but that being said, I'm looking forward to really hammering out some awesome videos. Until then, to all my friends, wherever you are, good morning, good evening, and good night. Don't forget to leave a like down below, and I'll see you in the next one.